Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M44, the Tier 6 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Serene Coast, and this one is under the command of Sepp von Arwa. Now, somebody was mentioning just recently that for an Arty channel, we don't seem to have a number of Arty replays. Just recently, it's been mostly tanks and not Arty. Well, this replay, or this pair of replays, because it's two, we'll refute that, because we are having Arty. It's just there's rather a lot of non-Arty replays just at the moment, but you've got more Arty ones on the way. Okay, Sepp's rather colourfully kitted out his M44, and well, he knocked the tree down, but I think that's more so he can confuse any enemies who happen to wander up this distance or this direction where he happens to be. He's provided himself with a little bit of cover, and the AMX13F3 seems to have taken the opportunity to go over there as well. Now he's looking over to the northeast corner of the map, but there wasn't anything there. He's now looking for any sign of the enemy moving into that spotting position. There was no one there, but we've got a Cromwell and a Skoda T25 over on the medium side, on the west side of the map, and then the usual positions, rounds out in the Cromwell. Now it's a 155mm howitzer, which is capable of doing 500 alpha with the standard rounds, and with the premium rounds it does 600, and with the heat or armor piercing rounds 360, but it penetrates 182mm. Rounds out in the budgie, goes long. He's kind of just dialing himself in for the moment. Right, okay, he's gone to battle assistant to give him a better view of what he's going to hit. Rounds out the budgie. That's better. 168 from the direct hits. Now there's two other Arties in this game with him, an FB304, the Burt, and of course that AMX13F3 we saw earlier. The Burt's way up front. He's actually in the middle of the map. Oh, another direct hit on the budgie, this time for 217. Both non-penetrating shots, and it looks like the enemy Arty's also focusing in this area because one of our guys just got hit by one of theirs. Now the enemy team's got a Hummel, an M44 and an SU8, so actually they've got a better mix of Arty than we've got. I noticed as well that our AMX13F3 happens to have the stock gun rather than the top gun. Obviously that makes it faster to move about, but it's slightly less accurate. Not sure if he hasn't got the top gun because he's... Oh, there's one of them. And working out where he is. Yep, because he's extending the tracer line. Working out which bushes the Arty could be behind. And you have to do that now. In the past, it used to be a case if you wanted to counter battery someone, you first look at the list of the Arties to see exactly where the barrel is on the vehicle, and then when you saw a tracer like that come out of a bush, then it would be immediately at the end of the barrel the tracer would start, and so therefore you aim the shot directly behind the tracer start. But now you can't do that because the tracer starts some distance away from the Arty, so you have to guess exactly where the enemy Arty is located. Normally it'll be in a pretty obvious position. You can see Sepp von Arwa's trying to do counter battery on these three Arty. They're all in the same area roughly. There's one of them. He's behind that bush. Yes, because the tracer started some distance off, but the bush is the most obvious place that the enemy Arty is. And that one landed near the enemy Arty. I must be close to him. Okay, he's now going to go for this Jagdpanzer here. Lining up the shot, working out where he's going to be when he fires. The guy's gone missing, but he's probably going to fire anyway. Gone unspotted. He pulled away after he shot, which I don't normally recommend, because if you actually did get a penetration or a hit on the enemy, you wouldn't see the explosion. You'd know that you touched him then, and you could get your next shot in. But he pulled away rather abruptly, not wanting to see exactly what happened to the shell. Okay, the M6 is about to get threatened by an Excalibur and the VK3002M at the same time. Rounds out, and that's tracked him, and he won't be happy about that because now he's fair game for the VK, who will finish him off. And we pulled away before the M6 was taken out by the VK. But the SU-8 has been spotted. We know precisely where he is now. Rounds out. There should be a counter battery hit. And it is. It's a kill shot. So he's got one of them. But that means there's still a Hummel and an M44 out there somewhere. Okay, he's aiming for the Hellcat, who's trying to get at the VK. Rounds out. This looks good. Yep, he definitely hit him for 172. He must have stunned him as well. That heavy tank number 6 might be a good target. He's just took a shot from the KV2, and he's probably want to get some revenge, but rounds out the Hellcat. Okay, he's pulled back because there's a Cromwell, and he's about to find our Bert, who's waiting around the corner for him. No, the Bert's actually facing the wrong way, and looks like he's definitely going to die now. Yeah, unfortunately got taken out. Rounds out the Cromwell. That's a nice hit, and it tracked him. 222, but we might have to think about moving soon because we've lost sight of him, and he's heading our way. He's only about 200 meters away right now. Okay, and we're starting to get a red line because, of course, we're aiming directly over the railway wagons, and they kind of block the shot. There comes the Cromwell, and you can see now why he laid those that tree down to give him a bit of cover. But he did get spotted when he fired on the Cromwell, and the Cromwell's now taking fire. He just got shotgunned by the AMX-13F3. I think he's trying to get away as well. I think if we turn the direction to see what's going on. Yeah, the AMX-13F3 has been hit by the Cromwell, and he's going in for the coup de grace. Didn't get it with that go, but Seth von Arwald's going in to try and shotgun him in the rear because he's very low on hit points. Yes! Beautifully done. I went to external view on that one because I thought that would be a pretty good view from outside rather than being exactly what Sepp saw. Oh! The AMX-13F3 just got taken out by the Hummel. So now Sepp is one of 3 left against 4 enemies, 2 Arty on the enemy team. They've still got that Jagdpanzer IV that we saw earlier in the game. There's an AMX 12 ton and of course the 2 Arty. Whereas our team is got the KV2, the M4A3E8 or EZ8, and of course Sepp in his M44. Okay, stop for the moment. He hasn't been spotted, but there is the AMX 12 ton, and he's off to our left. He's lining him up. Oh, he's on his side! He fell off the railway bridge, and he's on his side. He could drive up to that guy and shotgun him, but of course, from that position, there's no way he's getting out. I don't think even his teammates can help him. I go for the Jagdpanzer IV. He's just turned up, and he just killed our EZ8. No, don't aim for the... No, go for the Jagdpanzer IV. He'll kill you if you don't. Oh, you're going for the wrong target. Rounds out in the Hummel. He got the Hummel. He's counter-batteried, but he may have given away his position, in which case the Jagdpanzer IV might be about to turn up and take him out. He didn't. I'm not sure if he actually did get spotted when he fired at the AMX 12 ton, but the AMX 12 ton will tell the Jagdpanzer from which direction the shell came. And although we can't see him at the moment, he is definitely behind that strut in a position where he can't get out. I don't think even the Jagdpanzer IV can get him out of there. And if the Jagdpanzer IV is even trying to get him out of there, then that shell would have given away his position. The KV2 is now capping at the other end. We're looking to try and help him, but from this position we can't, because he's in that corner, that particular position where it's very difficult for us to actually get a shot in because of that the nature of the terrain in that area. Those rocks just down here are very, very difficult to shoot around. And Sepp is aiming at this particular position. I would go, right this second, I would try and get close to the AMX 12 ton so I could get a shotgun on him without actually allowing him to get a shot on the gun. That was a shell from the Jagdpanzer IV, I think, or was it? No, that was the Arty. That was the M44, who's over on the west side of the map. So we know the M44's over there. The AMX 12 tons on the bridge. The Jagdpanzer we don't know where he is. The KV2's come out the cap. He's decided he's going to try and find the Jagdpanzer. I think he must know where the AMX 12 ton is as well. Well, we know we've got 315 hit points, and we can determine then that the KV2's only got 200 and, what is it, 13? 213, it's 226 hit points, I think. So the problem is that he doesn't have much in the way of hit points, and there he is. Oh, he actually reduced his number of hit points. He got taken out by the Jagdpanzer. We fire around. Oh, beautiful shot. Takes out the Jagdpanzer. Now, get rid of that AMX 12 ton. Take him out. I think he's leaving him there for the moment. We still don't know where the M44 is. Sepp's decided that it's more important to go to the cap than kill the AMX 12 ton. I disagree. I'd say go for the AMX 12 ton first and kill him with a shotgun. Get rid of him. So then the Arty knows that he's all alone. He's decided he wants to cap out. I'm a bit concerned about this because there's an easy target that we know is located in a place where he can't move, he can't go anywhere, but he would be an easy kill, more hit points. Instead he's going to the cap, which actually tells the enemy where you are. Okay, he's into the cap now. Now, the easiest place to cap is the other side, where there's that little dip just there, just short. No, he's gone past it. You want to go, it's near the fence. That's the place to go. You want to go just over there. That's the low point, and it's easier to park there, and you're in a dip, so it's difficult for the enemy to see you. But from this position, he can still see the enemy coming if they come from that direction. However, he has to turn around to engage anyone who comes up behind him. And if the enemy comes across the way, they've got that base camp blocking it. So if they did fire snap, they would miss. He's looking further ahead. And here comes the M44. And he's lined up on the straightaway. Oh, we fire and we hit the ground. Oh, and we get hit by the M44 for 196. Now, we're going to reload before he does because we're identical vehicles. Now, the thing here is to actually get close as quickly as you can. He's not close enough, but now, shoot! Shoot! Oh, the enemy got theirs first. And so he got close enough that the shell would have done a kill shot. But sadly, Sepp von Awa is the one who dies. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a third-class tanker for Sepp von Awa in the M44. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. Yes, he did get 4 exactly, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. And he actually ended up with 16 in that game. His win rate for the game was very high, 6,524, because he did a lot of damage to the enemy. He could have got more if he'd actually gone after that AMX 12 ton, but he didn't. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, the highest damage in the game was actually done by the KV2. He got a high caliber for 2,941 hit points. And we can see the second highest damage in the game was Sepp, who got 2,110. And the third highest damage in the game was the Cromwell on the enemy team with 2,020. The M44 on their team picked up a Defender and a Confederate because, of course, Sepp had built up enough capture points. And I think he actually did. He might have actually hit somebody else. I think he might have hit the KV2 whilst he was capping as well. The heavy tank number 6 managed to get a Confederate as well. And when it came to kills, we can see that there's 4 people with the same number. KV2 got 4, Sepp got 4. 4 kills went to the Cromwell and 4 kills went to the Hummel. The the tank that killed us and the M44 that killed us only got 3, but he was the second place person after the 4 top scorers. When it came to base XP, we're on the losing team on this one. Yes, it's the Cromwell comes out top with 1,139. The heavy tank number 6 got 830 and the M44 got 822. But Sepp did very well because he got 617, just behind the KV2 796, which puts him in 4th place. So Sepp's in 5th place on, or is it 5th place? No, he's actually in 6th place because the Jagdpanzer IV managed to get above him. He fired 22 shots in that game, 8 direct hits, 2 penetration, 14 splash, damage of 2,110 hit points, of which 2,010 were at more than 300 meters. 2 hits received, 1 was penetration, the other one was a splash. I think the splash one was earlier in the that was earlier in the game, but of course the penetration shot came from the M44. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, that was the M44, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 60 hit points of damage assistance, plus 289 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. He earned 35,607 credits on a premium count, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 21,331 credits, 925 XP, and no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. I think that my criticism was at the end, he knew that he had the reload ahead of the M44 and he should have started moving towards the M44 the moment he fired and missed, because it might have thrown the M44 off. He did get hit by the M44 with the first shot. That was the one, sorry, that was the splash hit that actually hit him before. But if he'd actually moved towards the guy, he would have been closer by the time that the other M44 was loaded and could have shotgunned him at very close range. But I think he should have, because he knew that the M44 was about to be ready to about to complete his reload, he should have fired on the move. And seeing how close he was, he had a reasonably good chance of getting the shot right on target, especially if he'd auto-aimed on the target as he was moving towards him, and that would help dispel some of the possibility that the shell would veer either way. If he's auto-aimed on, he's going directly towards the target. You can fire even a little distance away, and a close hit would take the guy out. But unfortunately, Sepp waited to get really close, and the other guy reloaded fast enough and fired at very close range, and it worked out okay for him. So good try. But yeah, try auto-aiming on and move the moment you fired and missed. Move then quickly as fast as you can. Especially put some sideways element into the moving, which causes him to have to change his aim, which of course will bloom his reticule before he fires, and that might force him to miss. And then go directly towards him at high speed to try and get close as possible to get that shot in. Let's have a look at the second replay. Here's the second replay, and this time round we're on the south spawn of Malinovka, and it's somebody we haven't heard on for a while. It's Yo-Yo Giddy, and she's in the M53, M55, and the game is on. Well, the M55, as this is, has got the 8-inch howitzer. That's capable of doing 900 alpha. Used to be 1050, but now it's 900 because they nerfed it. And on the premium HP, it's 1165mm a pen, and with the armor piercing, will do 600 alpha but penetrates 314mm. It should be the biggest damage of all with the armor piercing rounds. I really do not understand how an 8-inch round, which is 203mm, actually can do less damage than a 155mm round that's actually being fired out of the barrel of a T30. Yes, it is moving slower, but the fact of the matter is it's a much bigger shell, and a much bigger shell is going to do a lot more damage. Well, there's an M103 gone into the dip to try and kill our Leopard prototype. And Yo-Yo Giddy fires around it. Oh, she's moving the camera after she shoots. But we did see where that shell went, but she did knock a tree down as well when she moved forward. So she might have revealed her position. I don't think she needs to worry. There's only one Arty on the enemy team in this game, so I doubt if he was actually looking in that direction at the time. And the enemy M103 has been killed by the Leopard prototype. Okay, there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks up on top of the hill. And it looks like that's where Yo-Yo Giddy is aiming in this moment. Going for the AMX5120. He's just gone behind that rock. Fires. Oh, now that's a big no-no. Don't fire and immediately look away, because otherwise we don't get to see what happens to the shell. The shell might have actually hit the target, but of course we would never know that because we weren't looking at the time to see if the shell disappeared without an explosion. So I think I'm going to have to take control of the camera from now on every time Yo-Yo Giddy fires. Okay, one of her teammates has asked for a shot on that Object 140. She's almost loaded. 32.71 seconds on the reload. Oh, there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks all there together at the same time. She fires at the AMX5120. Oh, she damaged a lot. She got the TNH, the AMX5120, and A phase 1, and she's now picking up stun assist off those tanks that were hit. So that was a good shot. Okay, now, she hasn't relocated just yet. You don't have to relocate after every shot, just every couple of shots you can relocate, and that might actually help you in the long run to be able to quickly aim on the next enemy tank. She fires around at the IS-7. I wasn't quick enough there to keep it on the camera on the target, but she definitely wounded him. I'd have to say to Yo-Yo Giddy, yellow card. You're not showing us the shot so we can see what actually happens. But she did get a critical hit, which means she probably did hit the IS-7. And she's picked up a huge amount of stun assist and track assist as well, damage assist on that guy, because, yeah, she got so over 720 damage on the IS-7 alone, and he's just been wiped out by RSTB. She's now going to go for the mouse, lining up the shot, trying to work out where he's going to go. Okay, he's pulling back. She fires. Oh! Hit the front of the vehicle, and it looks like it tracked him, and she's now picking up even more damage assist, and she is moving. Yeah, you can stay on target and still move. The W key and the S key and the A and D key are perfectly able for you to move those, even though you're looking at the target to see exactly what happened to the shell. Okay, our guys are pushing down the hill towards the woods. And there's bound to be a few enemy tanks in those woods. She's found a bunch of trees that have been knocked over. More than likely there's an enemy tank in there. She fires around in. Oh, tree went down to the left. So I think there is another enemy tank in there. She might have clocked somebody. And she did! She got a CS-59. And he's picking up stun damage. And there's the Object 140 as well at the same time. So yeah, that was a good shot. That was worthwhile. Okay, she's almost ready to go again. Got a Hesh bomb. He's gone. Okay, I think she's going to go for the Malshan. Line up the shots. Rounds out. Right into his side for 222. And she's picked up more stun assist off him as well. So she's doing incredibly well when it comes to stun assist. So it's already showing 5,616 stun assist alone, even though she's only done 1,253 hit points of actual damage. So I think her teammates are loving her shots because she's really putting the hex on the enemy. Oh, and look, there's their Arty. Yep, it's a 212A. It looks like he might have drowned himself actually. Object 140, she fires the round in and... oh, tagged him. She tagged the 140 for 163. It doesn't matter now at the end of the game where the Arty's gone. She knocks trees down because there's nobody to watch those trees being falling. And there's only two enemy left now, the Object 140 and the CS-59. Here's the 140. She's getting ready to shoot. The T-54 rams himself to death against the Object 140. He's tracked. And can she get around in there? She fires one in. Oh, and he's killed before the shell arrives. And that was the last shot on the map. She's raised her gun in salute. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Yo-Yo Giddy in the M53, M55, and not just any old ace tanker game, that was her first ace tanker in this vehicle. Very well done indeed. She managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 9. She got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. And a win 8, despite it being 1,309, she did incredibly well with her stun assist. And you'll see that very later when I go through the rest of the information. If we look at the team score, we can see she's mid-table on damage. The high scorer was the Panzerkampfwagen 7. He got 4,466, followed by the Striv 103B on her own team, 4,433 for him. Remember, this is a tier 10 game, and therefore she was hitting tier 10 opponents and getting extra XP because of that. The third highest damage was, in fact, the Striv 103B on the enemy team. He got 4,060 hit points. We can see that Yo-Yo Giddy only got 1,546, but that really didn't matter because she stunned a lot of the enemy. Let's have a look at the number of kills. 4 kills for the SDB1, 3 kills for the AMX M451, and 2 kills for the Leopard prototype, who was still alive at the end of the game, despite losing a lot of hit points, the Death Star, and the Striv 103B and their Object 140. And I'm afraid Yo-Yo Giddy didn't get any kills at all, but that didn't matter because when it came to Ace XP, she was right at the top of the table with 1,163, 1,140 went to the SDB1, and 1,043 went to the MX M451, and those are the only 3 players who managed to make it over 1,000 ace in the game, and it was an ace tanker game for Yo-Yo Giddy. Let's have a look at detail. 9 shots fired, 4 direct hits on the enemy, but none of them were penetrations, 11 splash, damage of 1,546 hit points, all of it done at more than 300 meters. She damaged 9 of the enemy and got 722 hit points of damage assist by tracking the enemy, but she got a whopping 6,042 hit points of stun assist of 10 stuns. So yes, she stunned more tanks than she actually fired, because of course she was stunning some of them 2 or 3 at a time. On a premium count, she earned 73,925 credits from the game, 36,962 from personal reserves, a total of 110,887 credits altogether. And after ammunition resupply, she took away a profit of 94,057 credits for the game. 1,744 XP times 2 for the first victory, same again from personal reserves, took away 5,233 experience points altogether. I think you can see that even if you don't do a huge amount of actual damage, if you get a whopping great score on stun assist, you certainly gain enough XP, especially if you're firing at higher tier opponents, and that means that you end up the game with an ace tanker, and this won't be the last ace tanker that Yo-Yo Giddy gets. I expect she will get many more in this vehicle, and when she does, yes, she will start getting marks on her vehicle as well, because when you get these sort of scores, you make yourself the most important person in the game on your team, because you're the one who's making it very easy for your teammates to take down the enemy. And as a consequence, yes, the MVP is definitely... I'm sorry, my phone interrupted that one. Yes, you are the most important player, most valuable player on your team. So well done to Yo-Yo Giddy. I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, please do remember we've got a sister channel called The General, where you can watch replays without any commentary to annoy you whatsoever. Yes, sometimes I think my voice doesn't need to be on some of these replays. They speak for themselves, especially when you get a good result. And you can find that in the link in the description. Thanks for watching.